إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه أما بعد يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ثم أما بعد يا عباد الله يا عباد الرحمن Alhamdulillah, we have taken in the last 4 khutbahs a series talking about the proper methodology, and we concluded that series last week, meaning the last methodology that we wanted to discuss, we discussed it last week. The first of that was the proper methodology with regards to having one's deeds accepted. Then we spoke about the proper methodology for benefiting from the Qur'an. And then we spoke about the proper methodology for applying Islam. And then we spoke about the proper methodology to establish unity. So today we want to bring the seal. Today we want to show you and share with you the reason and the purpose for which we spoke about these 4 topics. And this is because they are linked to a great inevitability. They are linked to a great certainty. So today, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, after sharing and hopefully sparking some thoughts with regards to the reality of our situation, we want to remind ourselves of that reality. وقال رب العزة في كتابه الكريم كل نفس ذائقة الموت وإنما توفون أجوركم يوم القيامة فمن زحزح عن النار وأدخل الجنة فقد فاز وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور. Allah Ta'ala, He says, what means every soul shall taste death. This was the great inevitability we were talking about. This was the great certainty we were talking about. And if you apply the methodology from those 4 previous khutbah, from those 4 previous khutbahs, with an S as they say in English, then it will be a great preparation for you. It will be a great preparation for you to meet this death which is coming. Allah Ta'ala, He says, and verily you shall be paid in full measure. You shall be paid in full measure your wages for that which you did. And on Yawmul Qiyamah, you will be paid for whatever good you set forth. You'll be paid for it. And for whatever evil you set forth, you will be paid for it. Be not mistaken, ya ibadallah. There is nothing that you do in this dunya except that you're held responsible for it. There is no good you set forward except you will see it. And there is no evil you do that you're going to get away from. You're not going to get away from it. You're not going to escape it. Anything you do from evil and you meet Allah and that evil is there, then you need to be warned. You need to be warned. Anyone you oppress in this life, they will take back their right from you Yawm al-Qiyamah. Anyone you wrong here, you'll pay for it there. Anyone you oppress in this life, they will take their right back from the Yawm al-Qiyamah. But they'll take it back and you'll have to pay it back on the day that there will be no money. You have to pay it back from your deeds. So they'll take from those good deeds. And if you don't have any good deeds to offer, then they will give you from their bad deeds. And like this, you'll pay back what you took. You will be held responsible for what you do. You won't escape. You won't escape. You will not escape. Allah Ta'ala, He says, so whoever is safe from the fire, he finds safety from the fire. He does not enter the fire. He finds safety from the fire, 1. And 2, he enters into Jannah. Then this, verily, he or she, they are the only ones who truly are successful. They are the only ones who are successful. That's true success. Because verily, the life of this world is nothing but a fleeting deception. It's a fleeting deception and a pleasure that will soon pass. It will soon go away. Allah Ta'ala, He says, وَجَاءَ سَكْرَةُ الْمَوْتِ بِالْحَقِّ ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنْهُ تَحِيدٌ. Allah Ta'ala, He says, and the grips and the pains of death, they will come to you with a surety. They will come to you in truth. The pains of death, they will come to you in truth. And this is that in which you used to run away from. There is not a single individual hearing my voice, myself included first and foremost, except that we either consciously or unconsciously run away from death. Yes, when the pains of hunger start to grip you, you run towards food, because subconsciously, on a subconscious level, you realize and you understand that if that situation perpetuates and if it continues, it will result in your death. So you run to the food. The same goes for drink. When the thirst hits you, you run to drink because you know, if this continues, I will die. When you feel sick, you rush, you run to medicine. You run to herbs and to teas and to things which will be a remedy. Because you know that this sickness is quite possible, it's quite probable that it can result in your death. Because not everyone who gets sick recovers from that sickness. Some people die. So death, no doubt, we run from it. We flee from it. We try to forget about it. We try to act as if it won't happen. We try to live our lives as if we will never die. But death, it's coming. It's coming. And it will catch you. And depending on how you lived your life, that will be the state in which it reaches you. And depending how you lived your life, that will be the determining factor in your stay in the grave. The ease or the hardship you will go through on Yawm al-Qiyamah. And ultimately, whether you be from the people of Jannah or the people of Nar. So the choice is yours. What will you do? Allah Ta'ala, He tells the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam where he says, وَمَا جَعَلْنَا لِبَشَرٍ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ الْخُلْدَ. He said, we did not make for any human being before you, O Muhammad, al-khuld, that they will just last, they will live forever. We have not granted any human being before you, O Muhammad, immortality. فَإِن مِتَّ. So if you, O Muhammad, die, and Muhammad, he is the best of mankind, he is the best human being ever. He is the best human being ever, the best of the sons of Adam. فَإِن مِتَّ. So if you, O Muhammad, if you die, فَهُمُ الْخَالِدُونَ. If you, Muhammad, die, are others going to live forever? Are they going to live forever? They're going to be immortal and you die? Nah. Allah Ta'ala, He says, إِنَّكَ مَيِّتٌ وَإِنَّهُمْ مَيِّتُونَ. Verily, O Muhammad, you will die and they will die. O Muhammad, verily, you will die and they will die. So death is a certainty that we have to prepare for. Allah Ta'ala, He says, for us trying to run away from this death, trying to act like we're going to be the anomaly, we're going to be the first human that don't die. Allah Ta'ala, He says, قُلْ إِنَّ الْمَوْتَ الَّذِي تَفِرُّونَ مِنْهُ فَإِنَّهُ مُلَاقِيكُمْ. Allah Ta'ala, He says, and verily that death that you're running away from, that you're sprinting and running away from the best that you can, verily will catch you. That death that you're fleeing from, that you're running from, it will catch you. You can't escape it. ثُمَّ تُرَدُّونَ إِلَىٰ عَالِمِ الْغَيْبِ وَالشَّهَادَةِ. And then you'll be brought back to the one who's all knowledgeable. He knows the unseen and He knows what's apparent. You'll be brought back to Allah. You can't hide anything from Allah. Allah knows what you did and knows what you didn't do. Allah knows what I did and what I didn't do. You can't hide anything from Allah. Allah knows the unseen and Allah Ta'ala knows what's seen. فَيُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. And you will be informed of what you used to do. You will be informed of what you did. Whether it was good, then that time that you will be informed will be pleasant. It won't be stressful, or as stressful as we say, because it will be stressful. You're standing in front of Allah and you will be informed. And if you do evil and you're standing in front of Allah on the day, as the Prophet ﷺ, he tells us, a day in which he was never angry before the likes of that, and he will never be angry after the likes of that. The day that you will stand in front of your Lord and He will be the angriest He had ever been and will ever be. And He will be telling you about the evil, the dirt, the sin, the corruption that you did. Yes. Is there any safety? Is there any safety? And this all depends on what you do. So you are the author of your book. You are the author of your book. The one who gets his book in his right hand. He wrote that book. He is the author of that book. No one else wrote that book for him. There is no ghostwriter. There is no one who dictated the book for him. He wrote the book. Or in other words, a person who wrote the book for him. No, he wrote the book. So he will be happy. He will say,